I got into NYU Shanghai in 2021 and went to China for the first time in my life without being able to speak any Chinese during the pandemic. And here are 3 things that I wish I knew before I went to NYU Shanghai. Just really quickly, for those who don't know, my name is Morgan. I just finished my junior year at NYU. I've been through a decent amount since going to college in China, especially during the pandemic, which I will talk a little bit more about. And I realized I've never really talked about my experience and stuff, so here you go. Number 1, know that you are not in the US. Don't be stupid. It seems pretty straightforward, right? But a lot of people from my graduating class had trouble with this. Just a little background. Before we were able to go to the NYU dorms, we had to quarantine in 2 other places first when we got to China. We had to spend 2 weeks in a quarantine hotel, and then 1 week in a older NYU dorm, which was repurposed for specifically quarantining students. In the first quarantine hotel, people were pushing the boundaries of what they could get away with. You're not supposed to open the doors, leave your rooms, or go out in the hallways, but people tried to do that anyway. As you can imagine, they got in trouble for that. A lot of students thought, you can't keep us locked up, and tried to leave, but actually they can. It's the Chinese government. So just really be prepared for sudden changes in your life, such as the quarantine or the lockdown. That was super fast. No one predicted that, and we couldn't do anything about it. You can't just be like, no, I don't want to quarantine. It's the Chinese government, all right? Just be prepared for these unpredictable things. I know that's really counterintuitive, but just know that you're in a completely different country and respect how they operate. Also, side note, I kind of enjoyed the lockdown because I'm an introverted person and I had my own room, so I was able to stay by myself and just keep to myself and do my own thing. So we didn't have school, so I pretty much just played Valorant all day. I worked out in my room and ran up and down the stairs for my exercise. And we were able to talk to the people in our building. We just weren't able to leave. So I had a few friends in the building, so I was able to hang out with them. So it wasn't terrible, right? That was my social interaction. Despite it being 2 or 3 months, it wasn't that bad. All right, the second point is to be careful what you do and what you say. Your reputation depends on it. So NYU Shanghai is a very, very small school. And as you can imagine, with small schools, word gets around quickly. And you all know the halo effect. It's the cognitive bias where if someone is proficient in one area, we assume that they are just as proficient or maybe more in other areas as well. But the same holds true for the opposite, the horns effect. If you guys follow my Instagram, you know I talk about self-development stuff and how reputation is a big thing. If you want to protect it, just know that you need to be careful with what you do. I didn't protect mine well or defend it whatsoever, so my reputation got kind of screwed over. But it is what it is, you know, you live and you learn. So I'm telling you this so you don't make the same mistakes. Just know that it's a small school, word gets around quickly. Whether it's true or not, it'll reach the entire school faster than you think. And with that in mind, that also leads into point 3. I did mention that this school is very small, and it is. And for me, I grew up in a very small high school. I went through a K-12 school in upstate New York. I think my graduating class had less than 100 people, pretty sure. I don't remember, it was a while ago. Going into college, I thought it was gonna be completely different, where I have the college vibes, you get that authentic college experience, but NYU Shanghai, you don't really get that. To me, I mean, it feels like high school, right? So the dorms are off campus. And when I say off campus, you don't really have a campus. It's one building. One building. So it's essentially your school, right? So it's just like high school. You take a bus from the dorms to school, they call it the academic building or the AB or campus, but it's not really a campus. And then you go to your classes and then you come back to the dorms and then do whatever you want, right? So for me, it felt just like high school, and I didn't really feel that college experience of hanging out on campus. You know, those cliche movies where these guys are throwing a frisbee and stuff and people are laying on the lawn reading on this amazing, beautiful college campus. And there's so much college spirit, right? Yeah, you don't really get that at NYU Shanghai. So just be prepared for that. So these were just 3 things that I wish I knew before I went to NYU Shanghai, and I didn't. So I'm giving this info to you guys. So just keep in mind, everything in this video is my opinion. So it's up to you whether you want to listen to it. Yeah. And lastly, before I wrap this video up, I'm a senior now at NYU. Well, kind of. I'm on a gap semester right now. I just finished my study away semester in New York City, and that ended my junior year, so I'm technically a senior. I did spend 2 years in Shanghai already, and I went there without being able to speak any Chinese, and now I can speak Chinese. I took a gap semester. I survived the pandemic and stuff. And like I said, I completed my study away semester already in New York City. There's a bunch of other campuses you can go to, but a lot of people at NYU Shanghai choose New York City because of Stern. And just quickly before I say anything, a lot of people who go to NYU Shanghai who major in business and finance are just Stern rejects, so keep that in mind. If there's other stuff you want me to talk about that you are curious about knowing, feel free to drop it in the comments and I will think about it. All right, that's the video. See ya.